All right, everyone, welcome back to the Brad and Kyle channel. And I just want to say thank you guys for all the support that we've had. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. The views have been great and the community is awesome. And today we're going to talk about probably the most important thing in developing your bowling game, and that's balance. Stay tuned. All right, Brad, so when we talk about balance, I think this is a good thing for you to talk about because I know personally that this is something that you really worked on to try to take your game to the next level. So what are some of the things to improve your balance that you worked on?
Well, real quick, I noticed I had an issue with balance when I went out on tour and I saw everybody had high rev rates and they were hooking the ball the entire lane, and I thought, okay, well, I'll have to learn how to do that. Well, when I tried to learn how to do that, up the rev rate, up the hook, I lost balance. Now, it looked like to me at the time that the best players in the world didn't have a great ton of balance. It almost just looked like they ripped the cover off the ball, their rev rate was super high, they sent the pins flying everywhere, and then when I tried to do that same thing, I still couldn't compete. And then I meet my coach Jazz now, and he teaches me balance, and then now I'm progressing as a player, and I'm thinking, oh wow, what you said is actually true. I mean, we have power, we have bowling balls, we have lane conditions, we have all this stuff. Possibly the most important thing in improving your scores is to making sure that when you finish the shot, that you're still in balance. If you're not in balance, if you're off, well, something in your approach is kind of sort of causing that, but kind of more importantly, it's causing you to have bad scores, it's causing you to not be able to hit your mark consistently, it's causing you to have bad reads, not to know what your bowling ball is doing, it causes all kinds of issues. So balance. One of the main things that you can think about when you're thinking about balance is your trail leg. Now, I've done a few different things with my trail leg. I guess I should say I've always had a problem with my trail leg being on the ground. And a lot of coaches will teach you, put your trail leg on the ground, because when you deliver the shot and your trail leg stays attached to this, let's say we raise it and then we keep it on the ground. If it's on the ground, it just allows your body to stay so much more composed throughout the delivery, because if this doesn't leave the floor, well, then your body can't move a whole lot. If it leaves the floor, well, then you have all kinds of movement that you can do. So that was an issue for me, was for one, just getting it on the floor. And I remember there's some times in my career where I've really worked on that, and then I do really well in the tournaments. It's amazing. And then when I'm not doing well, I'll look back at video, and oh, what do you know? I'm popping up. My trail leg's all the way up here. I'm just not getting to the line consistently, and I never bowl good when I'm in that scenario. Is that something that you've ever had an issue with? Or you do it really well, actually. I'm jealous of your position of your trail leg and your position at the foul line.
Yeah, I'll notice that a lot of times when I'm trying to hit it too much, that my trail leg will start coming up way too much. And when that happens, we lose accuracy, and then we actually usually end up losing leverage and power. So if we start throwing accuracy and power out the window, it's really hard to compete, especially at a high level.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, that's the thing. It's like we chase power, but then we lose our balance behind, because it almost feels a little harder to create power with balance.
Right.
I mean, it's easier to create rev rate if you don't need balance or accuracy, because then you can just spin it as hard as you can. But that's the equation, is how can you generate the power but also have really good balance at the line. And if you can do that, there's a good chance you're a really good bowler. The other thing about the trail leg that I want to talk about is like the position. And I'm going to throw a couple shots here, but we can get a little closer. So the position of your trail leg, if you get it back there, it's going to turn a little bit. It's going to be very hard to get your trail leg on the left side of my right foot. If you're a lefty out there, it's opposite. It more so turns over. Now, the more it turns over to your pinky side of your foot, the more your hips close, and the easier it is for you to kind of maintain a balance. When this trail leg kind of gets when your heel points to the ground or to the ceiling, or it raises, that leaves these hips open. And that can be an issue with balance as well.
Yeah.
So the position of your trail leg is also important. Keep it on the ground, and then also make sure it's a little turned into your pinky toe side, just to make sure that your hips are under you and not open. So I'm gonna throw a couple shots here. Now this is something that I've really struggled with. So we'll see how well I can do it. This first one, I'm going to throw a normal shot that I don't necessarily pay attention to my trail leg. We're gonna see where it's at. And then we're gonna throw another one where I really pay attention to it. And then we'll see the difference in my finishing position. Now that was okay. That was like a normal shot. And normally when I throw that shot, I look at my coach and go, hey, that was pretty good. And he looks at me and goes, no.
Yeah,
what were you feeling?
I looked at it, it was off the ground, heel pointed straight up.
I'm telling you, I've done this so many times, but it can help you so much as a player. You'll all of a sudden, like these hard patterns or things that you struggle with, all of a sudden like, oh, well, now I have a little bit of room. I'm executing better shots. So now, Kyle's Jazz now, my coach. So I'm going to label this shot in terms of my trail leg, and we're gonna see if I end up in a better position.
Yeah, that was better.
And look at the difference in ball motion. I don't know, oh, no, not still a ball motion, but yeah, I mean, just I'm a little lower to the ground, my arm comes through easier, my body stays still. It makes a difficult pattern seem so much easier because now you have a little bit of accuracy. There's a lot of things that happen now.
Yeah, and Brad, get to the line. One more thing we want to talk about with the chair leg that we see a lot of people do is we also want to talk about, now we talked about kind of the position of like where the foot is. Well, a lot of times when we see people become off balance at the line is this chair leg will actually sweep too far this way. Now look at you, you're already falling off, and look where your hip position is.
Yeah.
We see that a lot. So we want to keep that chair leg somewhere around 8 o'clock or so. We don't want that chair leg swooping really far in front of us because that's also going to cause us to come off balance. And that is actually the bigger problem that I've had in the past is I guess for whatever reason when I was a kid, I used to foul with my right foot because it would come up so much.
I was going to say, we still see people to this day, even on tour, they a little bit have that problem. I mean, Marshall Ken has that problem a little bit. I look at guys like that can keep their trail leg down, but then it goes too far and fouls. I'm like, how is that even possible? I can't keep it down. They're keeping it down and over-rotating it. So
yeah, so when we talk about balance here, guys, it's important to note that we're striving for power, we're striving for more revs, but creating good balance, staying down at the line is going to help with accuracy, and overall, it's going to help us with power and leverage.
All right, guys, so that's a little bit about the balance and how important it can be. The perfect combination always is, can you get a fair amount of power along with great balance? They go together. It's hard to become a really good bowler without both of those, but it's also essential to create the right amount of power. You have to have the correct balance at the line. So if anything you pull out of this video, just make sure that combination, you're working on that combination, because balance at the line almost means everything also in terms of power.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys like this video, again, make sure you guys like and subscribe. We have a coaching membership where people are posting videos, working on balance, focusing on the trail leg. Coach Daniel Puerto does a great job analyzing each video. So if you guys are interested in that, click the link in the description. We will see you guys later.